All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. I will say this is still yet a lovely day in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. Just coming today, and it says, it's time to talk. If you have any situations that actually is taking place in this day and time, or you have something that's on your heart that you want to discuss, it's time to talk. Okay. So, hello in the live chat. It's glad to see you today. So, I got several issues, but I want to hear from you and what you are saying. All is well. Y'all, it don't interfere. Everything else is closed out except for me. I thought you was telling someone else. No, I'm telling him because it's shame. Oh, no, no, he's good. He's good. Yeah. So whenever you want to have to talk and whatever you want to say, it's open. Uh, yes, I am. I am. Because you know what? I don't care what goes on in life. It is such a blessing to be warned. I'm telling you, I don't care. You all, a lot of people don't want to be warned because they look at it as a situation that can't be a partaker or part of their lives. But I'm telling you today, it is such a blessing how the Most High will prepare you from the inside out, no matter what situation you're going in or you're heading into or you're going to go through. It is truly, 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 truly a blessing throughout my whole life since I was four. He has always warned me what I was coming up against or what was before me. And I count it a blessing. I'm gonna go a little step higher than a blessing. I know that he is who he is in me. In me. If I can't speak from no one else, I can definitely tell you he's definitely in me. It's not things, nothing in my life that has happened that he has not warned me or gave me the up on. Like if anything was to take place, whether it was good or whether it was bad, he would always let me know ahead of time. And I count that truly a blessing. Oh, yes, I sure do. Because I believe what he said. When he said those seeds, he said there was a reason why he told me that. Because one of those seeds he have informed me would be like a meal for that day. And I thought that was, I know for a fact that it would work like that for me. And I'm sure it would work for you as well if you're walking in the light. Okay. Um, when he told me that, and I'm glad you asked me that because I was looking at the seeds and all the different kinds a couple of days ago before I head out. I looked in my file cabinet. I have a whole bag of different kinds. And you notice they now are taking the seeds and putting it under a certain power. They taking it right now. As Sister Deborah is speaking, they cutting the farmers out. They cutting everybody out. They finna put it under the seeds. I don't know if it's Bill Gates or Facebook. One of them, they're taking all the seeds and going to put it under the underground power authority. So I even look back at that and say, okay, Father, so that's another reason why you told me to put away seeds. You know what I'm saying? So I believe it's going to be for the reason that he said it's going to be. It's going to be needed. When a lot of people thinking that they're going to have this to survive, he already told me one of the number one survival skills in that time when this actually take place for us, the famine, would be the seeds. And you ain't gonna be, it ain't got nothing to do with planting the seeds in soil. It ain't got nothing to do with that. That's not what he told me. He was telling me, I was looking at all the seeds and I said, Father, this package has so many. He said, one of those seeds in there, Deborah, just one, will be a meal for you each day. And I was like, wow, one? But I believed. You see, we have to learn when he speak to us in our spirit, man, to believe him. And I think that's one of my problems. It sometimes is hard to believe what is greater in you when it's dealing with you and revealing things to you. And he has never been wrong. Everything he revealed to me has been on it. Even this vacation here, it has been on it. It had to manifest itself the way that he said it that it would, and it did. And I thank him for that. Shalom, shalom. Those in the live chat. That's it. And but then if you be around someone that glorify him, that is the strength. That's your strength. That is the power. You see? But it's not going to take away the struggles and the everyday issues and the wicked and evil. Only thing that is connected to the Most High regarding that is endurance. The endurance spirit. It's something he has to give us, and I can definitely say that I have received that for quite some times, because he knows that in my flesh I'm one, but in my spirit I'm connected to him. So therefore he has to give me the spirit. He have given me the spirit to be able to endure the things that I'm experiencing and I'm going through in the flesh. But he gave me that gift of endurance, which is a spirit. So that's why he said, he that endure until the end shall be saved. So you got to go through something, you see? And how you going to go through that? In the flesh, you're going to go through something. But that spirit has a gift from him called endurance. It'll hold you up. Ye though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, thou art with me. You see? That's that spirit of endurance, of comfort, of all knowing, all power. Hallelujah. Yes, praise the mighty Yah. Yep, we're gonna have to. And yeah, it's connected to long suffering. You are 100. It is connected to long suffering. It is definitely connected to it. Yeah. But because we are created out of water, water is needed greatly. But I pretty much, and I have stuff stored away, uh, because I believe that it's going to come a day. Even the stuff that you have stored away, people going to be coming to take your life just to get it. So that's what it's, when we thinking we doing something. So you think someone going to be coming taking my life over some seeds? Think now. Because they don't know the value of the seeds. They want a right now meal. They want a right now water, some food, and all they're going to do is be running around taking your stuff that you saved, that you put away. That's why you have to have the light, you guys. And I can't lead y'all nowhere but to the light. I'm sorry to say to you all, I'm not going to waste my time telling you to turn this way where all the darkness is located. I can't do that. Just going to tell you your only chance is going to be the light. And that's that. Endure until the end. He said that endure. Why? Because see, the endurance spirit, it's going to take you all the way to the end. Ain't that beautiful? Think about it. It's going to take you all the way to the end. Now, you ain't going to be able to endure on your own, but he who has a spirit of endurance, he gives that to you so you can just hold on and endure until the end. Only he can do that. We can't endure on our own. I mean, that's why I was saying to y'all, we need to give him glory and credit for who he is and what he is. We really do. I mean, we want to give everybody else praise and honor and glory, and we don't want to just give it to where it's due, And he spoke of that within me in the last I say this month alone. So he broke a lot of wisdom and understanding within me in the last month. I mean, especially dealing with your children and love and charity and righteousness and all these things. He dealt with me in the last 30 days. Why? Because he knew that I'm going to need it in this day. See, I'm not turning around and want to take you into into the darkness of life, because in that darkness you don't see the light of things. You only see the darkness, and because the darkness seems to support the flesh, that's where we run to. That's what we embrace. That's what we desire, is to walk in the midst of everything in the world and it's covered with darkness, and 99.9 don't understand that that's what it is. Yeah, they're going to try to steal what you have. Most definitely. And not only that, they're going to kill you before they even try to steal what you have. Oh, yes. And only thing, sister, the only thing that's going to hold you up is that light of Christ. That's it. That light. Nothing else is going to keep us. Nothing. That's right. Stay in that light, babe. Stay in that light. And don't forsake him. Don't get out of that light. You can't get out of it no way. Once he just cut that light fully on in you, he got you. He got you. Yes, he is. He is awesome. And him alone. I love that. I love that. Because that's where all the praise needs to just continue to go, to him and him alone. Yeah, they're gonna receive the crown of glory. Yes. But he know that we can't endure it in our flesh, so he has to give us that endurance in our spirit. Because the spirit is to train the flesh and to get the flesh under subjection. Okay, once that spirit can get the flesh at least 60% to 70, maybe 75% under subjection, then that means, and what that means is your flesh start to hear your spirit, because Yah speak to you in your spirit, and then your flesh start to hear it and accept it. You see, that's why it's important to get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit, because it understands endurance, faith, long suffering, spirit and truth. It understands every way of Yah in your spirit. So it wants to get your flesh to where it can hear what your spirit has to say, because Yah abide in your spirit. So we have to let our flesh let our spirit that abide with Yah taint our flesh, and it can very well. You'll find yourself telling yourself, "Shut up! You ain't talking about nothing. Sit down. Listen. Don't say this and don't say that." You'll find yourself doing that once you start to see that your spirit is in full power over your flesh. You sure will. You'll tell your flesh in a minute. Sound. Yep, the promise was to endure unto the end. Ye shall receive a crown of glory. That's a good one too. The race is not given. Now you hear what you said. See, giving is really love, y'all. Y'all is love is give and gave. And here it is. It says the race is not given to the swift. You see, but to the one that endure unto the end. So it has to be something that he gave you to endure. It has to be even his love, which the world called love, but he calls it give and gave. You see, he been engaged. He says here, it's not given to the swift, but to the one. So something is given. See, he is give and gave. That's what love of the creator is, give and gave. And he telling you right there, he gonna give you endurance till the end so you can hold out until the end, because it's too much to deal with, y'all. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's too heavy. And we should never give ourselves the credit and the glory that we are able to stand in the midst of all of this chaos. Don't do that, y'all. Don't go talking about we all let in some. You know what I'm saying? No, 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 no. Give the glory to whom it shall be given unto. All praise to the Most High Yah. Okay? When I was a boy, my grandfather showed me 7 natural spirits. Mhm. You've been telling yourself that? Hmm. And make sure when you say you give, whenever I can, let me tell you something. It's better to give the things uh, that doesn't cause someone to accept as far as materialistic. Now that's good too. He's good. He's good. That's good too. But give your time, your energy, your mind, and your heart. Someone right now needs someone to pray for them. Do you know that's given? You see how that's given? Someone needs someone to just tell them it's going to be all right. That's given. You giving them word. You giving them words of comfort. You know. So it don't, that's just imagine what give and gave is consist of. See, you have to think of the Most High Yah, all that He has given and gave, and then put yourself in that category. Well, what can I give, and what can I give, or what have I gave? It can be the. See, we thinking it's just things out of our pocket. No, 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 no. It's our strength, time, our energy. You can be tired, and someone said, "Can you just give me some information on so and so, and how I can go from here to here?" You know what I'm saying? We need to know that that is what Yah is saying. Give and gave is His love. That's describe His love. Yes, give Him all glory and honor. Yes, yes. Endure to the end. Put all trust in Him. And I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. See, you speaking something in my spirit. Trust in Him only, which is the only Yah that has the power over all creation in the heavens and on the earth. We even that is a blessing to give Him the honor and trusting in Him. You see, give Him back what He's given us. You know, that is beautiful. And when I say give Him back, is honor Him, trust Him, believe in Him, respect Him, glorify Him, praise Him, let Him know He all that and some. Yeah, turning off the utilities and things of that nature. They're going to get to that right now. But I like a lot of, and another thing I want to say to you also is we really, really, really believe that there is not a war actually going on. There is issues going on, y'all. And like I've spoken to you about, the judgment is in the midst of the a whole house of Israel as I speak. No one is really looking at what's going on in the world. We're so busy saying, oh, and over here in Europe and over here in Russia, they doing it, or the Europeans here in America, they doing it too. But no, 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 no. That's why we mess up as a nation. from the floor. Why is it we just can't focus on this creator who chose us under his name and look at what he's trying to say to us? We are so busy trying to turn it over to somebody else and what somebody else is doing. Don't think and or estimate that he ain't got that in control as well. He know what he's doing. There is a lot of his plagues are taking place, but we don't know the difference between his plagues nor her plagues. You know why? Because we mixing them together. We're not calling it his plagues and then separating it from her plagues. During the time his plagues, which he has prophesied, shall come forth and is taking place, we have to understand her plagues are also taking place. Why is she saying that, Deborah? Because the devil is always trying to imitate what Yah is doing. That's how he confuse us. He step in and start doing things to make us think that that's Yah doing it. You see what I'm saying? But he's doing it, and it's called her plagues. You see what I'm saying? And we're thinking it's Yah's plagues, but because we haven't gotten up under his wings, under his grace and his mercy, his understanding of when he rumbled and he roared, we'll know that. You see, when you're walking in that light, you're going to see the things he prophesied. Oh, the fathers talked about that. The father spoke of that. But I'm going to tell you something that's really confusing 99.9 of the people. I want to say this to you. All the plagues that she is doing, trying to copycat the prophecies that was to take place. And she's over here on this side having so many different plagues being played out. One thing you all have to also understand, Top Dog run that. Oh yeah, he run her plagues too. He run her plagues right into his plagues. You see what I'm saying? So when she's thinking she's around and she's activating all kind of plagues, getting people confused with the plagues of the Most High Yah is still ruling hers. Because in Proverbs 16:4, he said he created the wicked for the what? The days of evil. Okay, so his hand, his power still rule it all. So we have to, but we that's walking in the light, we got to separate Yah's plagues from her plagues so the prophecies can be fulfilled according to his will, revealing to us the end. And that's where a lot of people are getting messed up from the floor, because when they sit and they say all these birds are flying and falling out of the sky, and they bluebirds and their eyes are swollen, to me, that's radiation. That's something they doing up in space. They trying to mimic the plagues of the Most High Yah back in Pharaoh days. They know that. See what he was telling me, sharing with me today is this, and I thought this was kind of really sad. He said, Deborah, the people that already know truth, okay? He said the whole house of Israel is taking out so much energy, so much time, so much talk, trying to convince the one already know truth. And I think that is so sad, because we got our people still trying to prove that they are the people. Yeah, I didn't ask you to do that. Find us a verse in the biblical where he told us we have to let them know who we are. You ain't going to find that one. That's not our job. But we continue to work on trying to be the one that's bringing a revelation out, trying to be the one that's revealing, and they don't even understand. Those that have had us in captivity knew the beginning to the end, while we're still lollygagging, thinking that we are the one that's going to reveal to them that which was, is, and shall be. They already know that. And that's why I think it's kind of sad for a people to be so ignorant to think that they're the one that's going to cut the light on to a people that already knew that the light exists. You see, and that's why he's going to judge them at such a strong level, is because they knew and they still did what they did. He wouldn't dare destroy them and they did not know. It's because they knew all the time, even to today, who we were and who we are today and where we're at. They know this. See, so that's the reason why he's going to destroy them in that way. Is because they all they didn't miss a beat knowing who we were and is. They know everything from the beginning and to the end. They've studied, they mastered it. So it's just that we as a people, we've been against this creator for so long, we could care less what is righteous and what is true. I mean, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. In all my life, him just sharing with me in the last month about love, about righteous, which is charity, and telling me what love is, and telling me how he set the children against, you see, the people, the ancient people, the parents. When he said he set them up like that, I think it's really sad, because what it's saying is their end game is going to be eternal fire. And how we as parents, we don't understand that that's exactly what he's saying. If he has to put the children against the elders, and against the how would I say it? He called ancient. That's saying he's going to let them rule over you, because this is how everything is going to pan itself out. Not so they can be looked at, and for them to be looked at or chosen to be righteous, is because that's how much evil is going to be resting in our young people, to the point they ain't gonna care about what is righteous. He already know they're not going to. Hi, Shabo. So you want to say something to the people? Here, come here. You want to say something? Come on, so they can see. They can't see you down there. But yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of things. Just imagine women and men, mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers. You're going to see Isaiah 3 pan itself out. Even the women going to rule over. It's not, that is something he's going to cause to come to pass, because it's going against the tradition. His original plan. He's going to take this day and time. That's a part of the judgment. That's letting us know that the judgment is in the midst of the whole house of Israel. And in Isaiah 3, I know I went over it with you, but that's where I know that a lot of you all are lost, because you don't understand the judgment is the beast's right hand in the midst of us. That's why you see all this stuff that's actually happening. And when you start to see where the children of the parents are going to reverse roles, and the women is going to rule. This is not something good. This is evil, y'all. This is showing you their destiny. It's because she's going to use them to reverse the original, because of what we've done. So this is our consequences. It's changing the traditional way, where the man's supposed to be head and he leads his household. He's going to flip it out of the man and give it to who? The youngest one, which is what? The children. He's going to flip it out of the women, out of the man, and give it to the women, because the way they were led for so long, he's going to flip it all. He's flipping it all. But it's not a good thing, y'all. It's not something good. Mm-hmm. That's right. True followers can definitely, that is, so you can see behind it. Yeah, you can. You can. What was going on? Door to door? What? Doing? But see, this is why I was saying, that's why I say it's kind of sad. Y'all ain't going to have nobody serving us. We're not going to be over nobody. We're in heavy judgment. I don't want to skip where we at to be somewhere else that hasn't or it will not be before us no time soon. What he shares with me is where we at in this day. And if we're in his fears of judging us, the whole house of Israel, in the midst of that, and allowing the beast right hand to be in the midst of that, I don't want to be nowhere else. I want that to be done away with, because that's where Sister Deborah is at. And believe it or not, that's where we all are at. We turn our faces from our judgment. And when we turn our faces, that's why we won't repent. That's why we don't own up, like Leviticus 26 was saying. If you just confess the iniquity of your fathers and your iniquity and y'all trespassing, and own up, and what he say, embrace the judgment. But see, when we skip all of that and go past there and go to the next that day, then what we're doing is we're playing with ourselves. Right now, we need to be in a place in our hearts, mind, and soul and strength where we're confessing to him, okay, I see where we're at today, Father, y'all, and pray that he keep us and that we endure and bring to something in us every day that require us saying to him, we understand what the iniquity that we have committed and the iniquity of our fathers. And then go on and telling him, what was that iniquity? What did we do? You see, when we're communicating with him, we want him to understand we are fully, he already know if we do or not. But as far as when we want to know if we really fully owning up to what has actually taken place, even to this day. And what our people are doing is we are bypassing everything that's going on. And I know that is so scary. The sons of men and daughters of Zion praise God. And we just bypassing everything. And the more you accept it and embrace it, the more Yah sets you free into the liberty in which he has prepared to walk in the days of judgment. Because I believe that no one is, I have not heard no one on these platforms telling the house of Israel, the whole house of Israel, we are in heavy judgment. I have not, when you should have everyone on here lining up with that. But that leads me to understand that that's why everybody is running into darkness, and they finding their place in darkness because they don't want to own up to anything that rests in the light that's going to walk them through these evil and wicked days. Because there's a lot that we're are going to experience. And what I'm trying to understand, why is it people, I'm still to that point, why is it people are not seeing what's going on? That's where it's like he's giving them such a strong delusion to where people are not even seeing the judgment. And it does something to me to know. And the first thing everybody say in the house of Israel, when they doing it too, he's going to judge them too. Who said he wasn't? He ain't tell us to be caught in what the heathen is doing. He ain't never told us to wrap that around our hearts and remember it and drag it on throughout life. No. We need to know where he stands with us as a people. And what are you trying to say to us? What do you want us to do? What should we be doing in this day? But the people, that no one wants to know any of that. We just wants to know all the dirt in the world so we can skateboard on all the dirt. And it's going to keep us from turning all that we are to the Father. It's going to keep us from going in that direction. And the shot, it's over, y'all. They're going to get everybody to take. They're going to get it, whether you like it or not. This is what I'm saying. When you are prepared to have repent to him and walk straight forward in his light, you see these things that they're doing, okay? They didn't turn around, cranked up another word called Delta, and ushering it back in. They're going slow but fast, because the slowness come in. They moving slow, but they using the four corners, the media, the beast right hand, to put it all over the media that COVID is booming now. You know, the Delta part of it or whatever, and that it's only happening to those that are not vaccinated. They are using all of our people, all of our Negro men and women that's in the professional field, to lie to us. It's amazing on how our own people are cutting us out on every side. It is sad, and it is sad, and it's real, but it's something to really think about. It really is, because it's showing you how there's no unity nowhere to be found. Your only unity is walking in the light of who Yah is. That's your only connection. Anything outside of that, you are up in darkness. Like I said, in the rectum of Babylon. Okay? So I'm saying to you all that even the shot, the way they're going to come out, if you're not in the light during that time, they're coming. They're going to get you. Because these people they are eager to get everybody vaccinated. And no one can see, just like I say about the Hebrew Israelites, they can't even see what their nation of people are doing. They can't see it. But then, like he said they see, Deborah, but they can't see. Or they ain't gonna walk in the light. They love the darkness. He said that so many scriptures. They love the darkness too much. It gives them that peace. It gives them that assurance. And see, one thing it also gives them is a ticket to eternal fire. See. And that's sad. They ain't gonna talk about it and let others know. It ain't. It's just like, and you know what? I think the Most High still got His hand in a lot of it, because if you ever think that for thousands of years He's been saying the same thing to a people, and here it is, them same people was in captivity for 400 years, and here it's over. The 400 years is over, and they ain't moved not one step from where they were, where they was in their own land with milk and honey, when they was shedding blood, profaning Yah's name, disrespecting his name, polluting the land that He gave them. They haven't stepped not one foot, not one, from where they were before they got over to the Western world, or the four corners where He dispersed all the house of Israel. They haven't went anywhere. And now, for that reason, is it the judgment. Now, the judgment, you can also look at it as what it is. You have to feel Him and say, now, wait a minute, what else do He have? What else can He do, y'all? We have to understand why we got to accept that he has to do this. He's doing it, but this need be. Just think of the thousands years He's been talking to the same people. 400 years He's been talking to the same people. And the people ain't doing nothing, no different, even to today, the year 2021. So the judgment has a great deal to do with how He is causing the children, okay, to react in this day and time. That's a part of the judgment, okay? When He said He's going to cause the women to rule, He's telling you, I'm going to take everything out of order and let it be against what right is. They're going to be against right in the house of Israel, as they have been in time past. So I'm going to allow that to be in the midst of them, is being part of their judgment. And that's why the beast's right hand is also allowed in it. And that's what got me. You mean you gonna let the beast's right hand be in the midst of our judgment? Yes. Because if you go back, let's say today is what? Monday. If you go back to just, let's say, last Thursday, and just sit down and key in all the crime in just your state alone, okay, amongst our people. And you'll see people and the things that they're doing, it's not the normal, y'all. It's not the normal. Okay? That's why the beast's right hand is showing up and showing out. Because Yah has given him that right hand of power to step in the midst of the judgment that he put upon us. That's why all this stuff is going on the way that it is going on. And when we ignore all of it and think it's time to party hardy, it's time to continue to stand in darkness and dance in darkness and party in darkness. It's time to have a good time. And it's not time to do nothing but everything that we can possibly do in the darkness. That a lot of those is just going to be, it's going to be falling to the wayside. Their destiny is eternal hell. It's eternal hell. And I said, well, Father, seems like people's destiny is already before them. And it is. It's before them. All you have to do is see their action. Their action and the way they conduct themselves is their judgment before them already. Everyone on the universe. Oh, they doing they doing that. Resetting the whole, yes. Yeah. And they draining the people of money, because even the people doing the taxes. See, the whole idea of letting the elderly be the main one that's being destroyed, and those that was ill or in some sort of a disability status, they was trying to do away with them. They was killing them off. And the elders, why? Because those are the people that's bringing down that money. Them retired people, they getting their retirement. Oh, let's get the retirement out first. Let's say they died. Let's say the people that's getting disability and sick, they spending a lot of government money. Let's get them out. See, this is why they wrapped all this design around this virus. And the virus is just strictly the first stage of fear and control. And the second stage was test and the vaccine. The third stage is chip and seal. Okay, so that's the third. And a lot of them already have the third stage. You know, there's a lot of them that has it. And when they don't understand, some of them got it. It's a card that they have. It's showing that they already been vaccinated with what? The chip. I mean, with the virus, not the virus, the vaccine. You see, so they already got their card showing that. When they start to give people the seal and the chip, it's going to take the place of the card. You see, so that everybody know that you are vaccinated. And the sad thing about it, we as a nation of people called the whole house of Israel, our own people coming after us. Our own people are coming after us, and on every four corners, no one is doing the work to destroy us but our own people. They doing it. I mean, they put them up to it. And we feel pleasure, we feel fine destroying each other for them. That's how they have gotten their mind to believe. All you see now is a lot of black doctors, you know, coming on here telling you how important it is to get the vaccine. It's just so much stuff that has to do with us as a nation of people that destroyed us. And we walking around here like it's all good. And then we say we don't want to celebrate pagan holidays. We're celebrating so much darkness and so much wickedness. We're volunteering to be partaking in all of that. It don't matter if you celebrate it or not. We're still doing things that's so deeply in wicked and evil. So it's just like a no win. And I can understand it, because these are the days that he spoke of. These are what he has said to the prophets to warn the people. The prophets been saying it way back in the beginning, all the way up to now. And they still saying it. Yeah, that's all they want to do. And then the moment you say something, then their darkness going to always try to overshadow you. But what they don't understand, you're messing with light. And that's what I think is sad. And you're going to have to just, I think I'm going to tell y'all something. One great gift I thank him for is preparing me to let go mine. Because he's saying if they're not for me, then they are against you. You see what I'm saying? If they're not for me, then they are against you. They are your worstest enemy. And I am preparing myself to accept that and grip that because I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm looking, I'm beholding this, and I'm like, how could right be wrong and wrong be right? Wait a minute. And they're telling me, Deborah, don't forget, if they're not for me, they are going to be against you. You see, and this being for him is walking in the light, being able to identify wrong and right, being able to identify the things that walks in the light and not in the darkness. And I had, let me tell y'all what I did though, since I've been here. Yes, I have a friend. People, what? Who did that? Yes, I have. Yeah, that's how the chip is going to come. And you know who's doing it? You should see the number of Hebrew Israelites. I mean, I'm saying Hebrew Israel, the whole house of Israel. They're the number one wearing masks. They doubling up on their masks. Y'all don't see that? They're wearing masks. So that's showing you they want to follow the beast. They want to be a partaker in the darkness. They want to follow the world in what they believe and what they're doing. They don't want to walk in the light. You see? Because faith is in that light. Power is in that light. Endurance is in that light. Long suffering is in that light. They don't want that. They want darkness. They want to live the way the world says you are to live. And another thing, let me tell y'all something. Y'all already know who's who and what's what. So even amongst your family, your husband, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your children, especially your children, don't try to bring the light in the midst of them. Okay? Because Yah has already said if they are against you, if they are against him, they're already against you. So you can't try to feel that they are so close to you, they're so loving, those your babies, you had them, and all no. He said, if they are against me, they're going to be against you. Anytime one would take wrong over right and make right wrong, their destiny is already eternal lake of fire. And they don't know it because they're walking in darkness. And it's just him. Yeah. And that's all Yah expect out of you is you to do your best. And if he feels that anything that you're doing that counteract who he is in you, oh, he'll correct it. Always. No, I haven't noticed that. They have a lot of terms with that sign. Warning. Oh, wow. I haven't noticed that. Yep, they're gonna call you crazy. You're gonna be the crazy one, you're gonna be the wrong one, you're gonna be the negative one, you're gonna be the darkness, you're gonna be the evil, you're gonna be everything to them because they are dark. They're walking in darkness and they see you to be the darkest. They don't see themselves. See, the light is going to reveal things. You see? So they got to make sure they put your light out by calling you the darkness. They got warning labels on everything. They're faith. No, no. See, even that faith is a gift from Yah. See, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. You don't have it. See, you don't go around calling light dark and dark light. And that's what's going on in the world today. That's why they can't see the judgment of the Most High, because they're sitting in so much darkness. They don't want to call it darkness. They want to call it light. And then they want to call the light darkness. So if you all think for 1 minute that y'all don't have the right to judge the whole house of Israel, something wrong with you. Something terribly wrong with you. He has every right to judge the whole house of Israel. Oh yes, they love worshiping the beast. That's why he sits and he always had it. He forever had it. He caused everything to be, and everything he does, he's always hiding behind it, because that's what he does. He's good at hiding behind all wicked and evil, and then that's what make people call what is good bad and what is bad good, because he hides behind his evil, and people think it's righteous and it's good, but really it's evil. Oh, is that something they doing everywhere? Putting that sign? No, they can't even see the darkness. Walking up and down in it. That's why I don't call it darkness anymore. I call it blue black. Hmm. Midnight dark. That's how I call it, because from what I see, I can see people walking in everything that is dark, everything that's wicked and evil, and they want to still portray that they're representing the Most High. They want to feel within themselves that they got him there, and they don't understand he's nowhere to be found. And while we're going through that heavy judgment, they finna find out, because it's right here. And that's why this is the thing, you all. I don't understand why people are not seeing the judgment. That's what gets me. It got to be a level thing. It got to be something that's going to level up and keep going to a point where you ain't going to do nothing but see it, because it's going to be at your front door. It's going to be right next to your bed when you wake up. It's going to be when you're in the shower. It's going to be when you go to the store, when you go to work. It's going to be present before you, because people are really continuing to live if they can't, as if they can't see the judgment of the Most High in the midst of a people. I mean, I just got a thing where what was that? A video when a man killed the lady's baby. What will make him do that? You see what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. A 4-month-old. These are the things I'm saying that's actually taking place, but people are bypassing it. You know, everybody, it's, to me, it's remind me of where everything that's going on with the whole house of Israel, we blaming the white man. It's something wrong with that picture. They done what they have done, and you best bet the judgment is on them as I speak. And guess what? They ain't seen nothing yet. They ain't seen how y'all is gonna. No, they know it. Now they've read it. Okay, they thinking they preparing for it, but the judgment is going to be just as heavy or heavier. You see, but it's just like everybody is just living to portray that they're walking in righteous, or even portraying that they want a part in what is righteous and what is the Most High Yah, a part of him, and it's not there. Too much darkness, too much darkness. The label, y'all, are you saying that they're putting labels on different terms that you buy? Yeah, he has every right to judge us, but what is going on where our people are not seeing the judgment? Because it was so much going on before the judgment. I think that's it. So much darkness was already in the midst of the judgment. But let me tell you something. It's blue black out there now. That means it's on. Because when he told me he put the right hand of the beast in the midst of the judgment on the house of Israel. And we need to stop trying to uh, send the judgment to other nations. He know how he's rumbling with them. We don't need to all the time look and say, when they doing it, when he gonna judge them. Yes, he is. He's judging them. You just don't see the judgment because you can't even see your own judgment. So how you gonna see how he's judging them and you can't even recognize the judgment that he has upon your own people? Yep. And he said something about Solomon too. In the days of Solomon. And he's speaking of, and when you're saying, he's saying, he told us beforehand, yes, he did, as the days of Noah. Okay. Now, what is he saying? These days is going to come upon the days of the judgment of the house of Israel. This is how you identify that judgment that is in the midst of us. It's going to be like the days of Noah, but no one is seeing it. And I think that's a scary thing. And I wonder what he has prepared for them because they're not seeing it. But I think there's people seeing it, but it goes back to that small remnant. That's the only thing I can think of. And everybody is preparing for themselves. I think you're right. I think that's the best word to say. It's unbelievable. I mean, that's how you can't see it. And it's just so much to where you just want to just turn your head and say, no, I don't see this. This is not real. It's just so much. You be like, oh no, this can't be real. You don't even want to see it, but it's the reality. It's called bringing the dark to the light and showing you exactly what's going on that causes him to judge the whole house of Israel. Yes, it is. It's unbelievable. Yep. And see, I think a lot of people really are not being able to really understand that the judgment is going to take place. And out of that judgment, after that judgment, he's going to take his out. Okay. And that's where things are going to change for the whole house of Israel. You see what I'm saying? And what they're teaching you all is these things are going to happen before the judgment. No, the judgment has to happen after the 400 years when he's coming back to deal with us. And he said, first, he's going to judge the house of Israel. He has to. Before he can even take us to the promised land, we have to face what we have done and continue to do. And after that, he's going to clean you up and he's going to take you over there and he's going to clean you up. And it's going to be, that's where the time's going to change, you guys. It's going to change for the better during that time. But you got to also swim in the judgment that he has set before us because he's set before us right now. We're right in the midst of it. And I would hate to see the end of it. Oh, my God. But I know I'm going to get, and it's running to me. This another sad part. It's running right into uh, uh, January. It's going to run right into that time period, and that's so scary. But until you're able to separate the evil from the evil, that's the category. We must separate evil from the evil so we can understand where we're at today and what evil is conduct. Evil and evil is the same, but you got to see in your own nation the things that the Most High is saying is happening amongst your own people. We cannot just look at the evil in the Babylon or among the whites or among European or China, and think we're just supposed to escape the evil that's resting in the midst of our own people, and that is going on. That is what is actually going on, and for this whole platform, that's what everybody's doing. They teaching you to bypass what is going on amongst your own nation and to focus on other nations and what they're doing, to where it gets you off of thinking that, okay, your nation is all this and some, and everybody else is doing wrong. No. It's just like a lot of people, when their children do things, they support them. A young man can come up out of nowhere and he can kill his whole classmates, all 12 students, and his parents would justify, try to clarify, oh, we didn't know this, but yet you seen him making bombs and playing with guns and putting animals in the microwave, all these things that, but what their parents is trying to do everything to give him a good lawyer to say that my son didn't do this, and the son was caught doing it on film in the classroom showing that he doing it, he had done it. But that's how the house of Israel is today. They're trying to cover up their own nation error with Yah, and Yah ain't going for it. So when we're seeing all these things happen amongst our nation, know that the judgment of Yah is upon our nations. Salute. That's right. That's right. Because and the reason why Sister Deborah is saying it to you all, because it's coming to your door. I know you might think that Sister Deborah is saying this here, but as long as I'm in the light, I'm good to go. And no, it's coming to your door. It's coming to your door. You're not going to be excluded. You're going to be included, because it's going to be a testimony. Okay? It's going to be something you're going to be in an experience and felt and know that, hey, he is the Most High Yah, and he don't play. See, so that's the purpose of why I want you all to embrace that judgment in a way of saying to him, you fully understand about your iniquity and your father's iniquity and how wrong all of that was and how we trespassed against him. And then you have to make sure you let him know that you understand why his judgment is important to be in the midst of your nation, because this is how he's going to separate you from what he's actually doing, because now you respect the ideal of where he feel. Right now, people don't give crap about who the Most High is or how he feel or what we doing to him and what we have done. But because I believe it's coming to not just your door, it's already at mine. So I know it's coming to everybody else's. It's going to be at your door, and it's going to be some endurance. But when we understand that Yah has not called everyone with an holy calling, nor for eternal New Jerusalem, just because they're detached to you by mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, aunt, grandma, your children. That ain't how he's going to do it. He already knows who's who and what. And this is why there has to be a part of the judgment has to flip it, so the hurt and the heartache and the sorrow can be so great, amongst the people. And that's the only reason why he allowed the beast's right hand to be in the midst. It's just so it can show out and show out and show up and show out, because the hurt and the pain must be greater than it have ever been. So when we're thinking that the judgment in which this lady is talking about on this devil platform is not as serious. It's not, oh yes, oh yes. It might even come to a time period where I can be here today and you'll never see me again. But every word that I have ever spoken unto you all, it ain't going nowhere, y'all. It's going to live in your face. It ain't going nowhere. Say for instance, if I got off and I never did get back on, and YouTube was still existing in the next 5 years, you're going to still see exactly what I've been saying. And it's going to be times where people are going to say, "Boy, I remember she was saying we was in the judgment. Is this why I'm experiencing these things in my house like never? And the hurt is so heavy and the pain is so overbearing because you have to sit there and endure it. You know what it is. And I count it a blessing that the Most High Yah is molding me as an individual. I can give him the glory on this. He's molding me and teaching me that long suffering and that endurance. And in the midst of that endurance, guess what, you guys? I know exactly what's going on. You tell me that ain't beautiful. That's the Most High I serve. I know exactly what's going on. And that's why I can be humble, but yet be human, but be humble in the midst. And if this is going on and this is being done, this is being conducted this way, this is action is being taken, this individual is feeling this way, this individual is acting this way, and okay, you know what's what. And he even preparing me as a mother to embrace it in a way that's going to cause me to hang on to that endurance. He has to, because he knows who's who and what's what. And he's not going to come and he's not going to change nobody in your family. He's not going to get them right. He's not going to bring the light to them. I'm telling y'all right now, this is the day of judgment. So all this stuff that we are thinking, oh, he going to do this for us and he going to do this. No. This is the time of judgment. Okay. And we're right in the midst. So it's going to get worse and worse. And like I said, it's amazing how many people can't see it. You know, the whole issue of the whole, when I said, let me show you an example. Let me show y'all an example. And none of y'all never mention it. Nobody on this devil platform. Let me tell y'all something. This is why I know what I'm talking about is given to me from the Most High Yah. Listen to this. I don't know if y'all heard about a young man. He was on trial. He had killed his girlfriend, his daughter, and he had tried to kill his son. I don't know how old the daughter was. I think she was like 6. I can't say for sure. And he was on nationwide news television across the world. They was doing a circus on trying to make a people. And see, when he's on trial, you are on trial. If you are one of the house of Israel, he on trial, you're on trial, because the whole world is seeing this Negro man on trial nationwide. I want y'all I'm going to take y'all there. This is what Sister Deborah is saying, how I can't understand why you all can't see. Now watch this here. You can't see the beast's right hand is resting in the judgment of the Most High Yah. Watch this here. This young man is in court, and I think it lasts probably, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. They got him on nationwide. He's defending himself, first of all. The way that his hairstyle is, and he had them big locks, and they were going up in the air. And he had a suit on, clean cut. Okay? Now, one thing I realized is we'll never find our identity of how we are to look from the outside as a people back in the ancient days, because we are a people who are loaded with looking at what the white man say we are to look like. During the time they were doing modeling and they have black women, they have them looking like that. Then they paint them extra dark. You see what I'm saying? Then they'll take the hair and cut it real low and then have like little, I call them little knots in their head. They always know how to make us lose our identity because we believe everything that they have in books, everything that they say that mimic who we are. I mean, that say that this is what Black people look like. We run and we chase after that and say, this is my nation. This is how we supposed to conduct ourselves. This is how we supposed to look. No. That's why I know that the house of Israel is for sure lost. I mean, the wicked that's on them is off the chain. I mean, they are lost without a cause. Anything the white man put up, we grab it and we say, this is our history or our culture, to where I heard like this. And we don't really do our search in a way. Because see, what a lot of people don't know, the whole house of Israel are a mixture of color, okay? And they have mixture of texture of hair, okay? They don't want to just do their study on things that make us want to go back into our real tradition. No, they got to get the white man to make all these chemicals in the beauty supply house, and the Chinese people get all this stuff and make it for us and tell us this is what's good for your hair. This is what's good. They just in the lab just making up stuff, telling us this is what you need to use for your hair. They have been doing that for so many years to the point we thinking that, okay, this is these dreads like this man has here. It's good. And wearing your hair a certain way. This is how they work. No, I've seen some of the most beautiful hairstyle amongst the tribe of Judah and the house of Israel that'll blow your mind. You say, where they get that from? Why? Because the white man been kicking the head of our men and women, making us look like fools, even amongst our so-called awakening and our hairstyles and what we're to look like. We can't even do the search to come out of a captivity just being our own selves. You know what I'm saying? We always have to hear what the white man says. The white man, I remember one time they threw a scarf and they had was trying to start a racial riot, and they went and they put flyers all over the neighborhood, and it was against Blood and Crip. And did you know them people was preparing to war against each other? And you see the flyer, it'll blow your mind. You'll know that it's nobody Negro made this flyer. These white people put these flyers in our community and feed it to us and say, go, they'll do anything. And that's how I feel they did with our hairstyles, our look, our everything. And we keep thinking it's what they said we're to look like. You know, people talk about natural, and you should have seen how those ladies in the house of Israel, the daughters of Zion, did her back then. You see, it ain't that we're trying to mimic the white. I would rather look the way I want to look and I want to feel than to look like they say we're to look like, because they got the pictures of our history and we run around here trying to mimic it because of something they gave us, not finding out what is our true history and how we dress and how we look. It'll blow y'all mind. Y'all see the hair. But let me go back to this court thing, y'all. I want y'all to remember the young man. He was in court and he was defending himself. And in the process of him defending himself, he was using foul language in the court and angry speaking and saying negative things in the court. Okay. Why were they allowing him to do that? Is because they were showing the four corners of the world who we are, how we act, how we conduct ourselves. Now, I wouldn't have never gave that man the time of day to film his case nationwide. I wouldn't have done that. But they want so bad for the four corners to see really who we are and how ugly we are as a people. Let me tell you, they let this man defend himself. Now, I'm going to show you where the Most High was showing me where the beast was. Here this young man defending himself, not guilty in one area. Y'all guess what area that was? His son testified what he did to him. I mean, whenever you can take an axe and axe your daughter, okay, 6 years old. I think she was 6. I'm not sure. I think she was 6. You're going to axe her, and then you're going to shoot your girlfriend. She runs out the door, and you're going to take the gun and beat her till you broke the gun up, and she died right there at the neighbor's. And then you're going to also beat on your son. And I don't know if he's trying to set him on fire, but he beat him so bad to the point of death. But here you are, the world is letting you go nationwide, okay, to justify, to clarify, and identify that you're innocent. Now watch this. Who is doing this? The beast himself. Because you want the world to see us as a people, how our mind. And to me, being a child of the Most High God, when I see it as such a high level, a demonic arrangement. Because why are you letting him defend himself in court? Now this is nationwide, and he's taking up people's time and money to defend himself in a case where everything is showing he did everything he did. And he's not defending that he didn't do it. He's defending because the cops said he hit her, I think, 20-something times. He's defending, I didn't. I hit her like 4 times. Do you see how, who would allow someone to, no one but the beast. You see how the beast is in there? You ain't defending that you took an axe and axed your daughter and you killed her. More than not just asking her once, but what you were doing. You ain't defending that. You ain't defending that you shot your girlfriend several times and then chased her to the neighbor and beat her till you broke the rifle, whatever that is he had, all up in pieces. And and then you turn around and your son, you killed him, at least you thought you killed him. You see? So here it is, and these little kids, you're defending yourself on nationwide television, cursing in the courtroom, saying that you're innocent because you didn't hit your girlfriend several times like the police lied. You only hit her 4 times. Do that make any sense? You killed her children, and her son, you went to kill him, at least you thought you had. Those were your children. And you on nation, that issue right there should have brought every man, every Hebrew Israelite out of the closet. They should have been tagging that. They should have been on that. But the reason why they can't cover that is because really where they at in spirit and in truth. Because there's no way he should have been able to get any media, none whatsoever. But because the beast had his hand in it, and you didn't hear not a damn one of them, Hebrew Israelite movement of so-called leaders, of so-called men, bringing forth what had taken place and how wrong it was. Nobody came up. Nobody. He went through the whole court, and I didn't see not one person in the Hebrew Israelite movement stand up and say, wait a minute, y'all, they trying to not only mess us up through this, but why are they giving him this space or this time? This is the sort of stuff. Taking an axe and axing a 6-year-old girl. You don't see the beast in that? Shooting your girlfriend 6, 7 times, chase her outside, then take the gun and continue to beat her. You don't see the beast right hand in that? Then you did the same thing to your son. You told him up from the floor up. And I think he was trying to, after he thought he was dead, he was trying to set him on fire. And you don't see the beast in that. The house of Israel don't even see the beast in that. This is what y'all had to come and tell me, Deborah. The beast's right hand. He the one told me. He said, the beast's right hand is in the midst of the judgment that I have upon the whole house of Israel. Right there is enough to scare you until you die. Because it's saying that no, I'm not going to give you the leeway. I gave y'all so much leeway. Y'all are just off the chain. So when y'all hear about the things that your people are doing, know that not only is my judgment in the midst of them, but I have let the beast loose with his right hand to come in the midst of where we at. So know that it's coming to your door. That's all I can say. Because we keep denying what's going on. We keep turning our faces away from what's going on. Nobody wants to talk about it. No one wants to say anything. Everyone wants to play like they in La La Land. Everyone wants to play that they holier than thou. Everyone wants to play like ain't nothing going on. And the more they play like it ain't nothing going on, the Father says to me right now, Deborah, I'm going to turn up the fire. It's going to turn up. It's going to turn up. And that means that the things that's going to be taking place going to be at our back door and our front door. Because the whole idea of the judgment is still to show a people the things that we have done against him and to him and how ugly we are. If we still can't see that about ourselves, then what? He has to turn it up to make it worse and worse to where we have to really cry out. And if those that do cry out, when they cry out, they have to cry. They're gonna cry out. They're gonna cry out like it's crazy. They're gonna be going to the police department. They're gonna be going to the government. They're gonna be going everywhere to try to get covered, to get some help. It ain't gonna be there for them. It's not gonna be there for them. So I, Sister Deborah, will say unto you again and again and again, you all better take this thing serious. Because if you don't take it serious, you don't know how to go to the Most High in what's actually taking place. That means you're gonna go into a blind eye of what is actually taking place before us. We're gonna start to just be blind to what's going on. Oh, when I ain't worried about it, long as he's coming and taking us to the New Jerusalem, and that's the mindset. But see, his plan is this: I'm gonna turn the fire up on them. They're gonna know this is it. Never like ever before should their judgment be upon them. And then after it's over, I'm going to take the minds out. And I'm going to take that small remnant. And that's the ones that's going to be in the midst of the things that's going to happen and switch things to a better life. But until that judgment, we're in the midst of it. Don't deny that it's not here. So when you get on this platform and you start to hear all this lollygassing and all this playing and all this things that don't mean anything, people debating, people rebuking each other, people doing all kind of things, but ain't nobody recognizing what's going on amongst their own nation. Now, did you all know that the heathens already know what y'all doing to them? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that they already know what the Most High is doing to them? They know it. They trying to get around it, but they know it. So we can't be caught up what he's doing to them. We got to focus on, wait a minute. He said he's going to work with the whole house of Israel. So he's talking to us, y'all, first. So what should we be doing? Yep, he's definitely going to do that. He's definitely going to do that. And what would his purpose be? It's because he wants them to see. Didn't I tell you I was going to judge you? Right now, they don't even think he's judging them. They don't think nothing going on. They just think they're normal because so many been doing so many wicked things, so much hate amongst our people. They just think this is the norm. They didn't turn right into wrong and wrong into right. They think this is norm. So what he had to do, he had to show up and show out. Yes, yes, yes. No, won't escape. So that's where we are at. And that's where we're standing. And the only reason why, like I told you all, the only reason why I can say what I'm saying is because I'm in there. I'm in that judgment. I'm sitting dead in it, watching it. But I do thank him for bringing me the meaning of love, the meaning of charity, which is righteous, justice, and just. The meaning of love is to give and gave. And the meaning of Isaiah 3 as being part in the judgment. I thank him for that because he's right on it. When he talk about the children and how they're going to be doing, he is on it. And how he's going to let the women rule, he is on it. He is on it. That's all a part of the judgment because he's sending a message to the men. And you think they're going to care about that message? No, they're going to whir up on y'all. You watch it. They're going to whir up against him. They don't care because this is why these men have received the spirit of hate. It's because they're trying to buckle up against his prophecy of what he said is going to take place. You see? And they find when it came down to the kids is going to rule, be your oppressor. And see, that's what a lot of y'all don't understand. If y'all turned around and tell you he's going to turn the kids to be your oppressor, what is he telling you? Your kids ain't going to be angels coming back to eternal life. So you better understand that. That's one thing. These are not going to be kids that's going to gain eternal life. These going to be kids that's going to act up from the floor up against everything you say, do, and they're going to be oppressors to you. He's going to flip right in. So why did he do that? Someone know why he's going to do that by taking the children and flipping them? Why? I bet you now one of you on the platform know why. Why is he going to do that? Why is he going to do that as part of the judgment? Why is he going to do that? Let me tell you why he's going to do it. He's coming all the way home. That's it. I got to come in their home, Deborah. I got to come all the way home where their heart is at. I got to come all where their bed's at. I got to come all the way where they eat, Deborah. I'm going to start right in their home. That's why I tell y'all run around here thinking that, oh, it's not me. Or he talks. No. He's coming all the way home. Coming straight into your household. There's people really believe they are excluded. Oh, because I'm out on the camp. I'm in the camp. I'm joining the camp. I'm out there with the camps. I'm out there with GOCC. Or I'm out here with Pastor Dow. Or I'm in my family out in the woods. And they just don't understand he's coming. It's coming. The judgment ain't got no eyes for you. It's coming to obey the will of the Father. And when he said he's going to flip it for the children. Wait a minute. Hold up, Father. I got something to say to you now, Father. Now, the heathen was our oppressors. So you see how the heathen treated us. The heathens were our oppressors. And you see how they treated us for 400 years. Now, he's going to switch it out of the heathens and put it in your children. Now, you tell me something that's going on. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't think that you don't need the enduring spirit and the long suffering spirit, you lost without a cause. And I feel sad for each and every last one of you because he's coming straight to your dinner table. He's coming straight to your bed where you sleep. He's coming straight to your house. Now, if the heathens were your oppressor and they're no longer your oppressors, now your children are. What is he telling you? I'm coming all the way home to your bed, to your kitchen table, under your roof to show you I ain't playing. So that's what Sister Deborah is saying. He's real about that, y'all. So he had to teach me that, to give me that. That was a blessing because that let me understand that that's a part of the judgment. So it's time to embrace your endurance spirit. Embrace it. Let it know that it's all is well because I explain this to you and you have to embrace it for what I said that it is. They are going to be your oppressor. And then you look up your oppressor, then you understand that he ain't playing. And what will make him put a judgment that close up on you like that? Because you're loving them more than you're loving yourself. You're loving them more than you're loving him and in Christ. You're loving them and giving and doing, not even understand they don't love you. You know what I'm saying? And you're wanting to do and give and put them on pedestals. Time to back it up. Truth going to be told. I'm bringing the judgment so you can see what's what. So it's a blessing. It is a blessing, even though it's sorrow. It's great sorrow. Yeah, we are not excluded, baby. I'm telling you. Nope, they haven't. And in Isaiah 3, he talks about them. He said those that who have led them have lied, and not lied to them, but yeah, in a sense, lied to them. You know, he said, I wish I'd had it out already underlined. He said, for those that led you have erred, they have caused you to err. So I'm going to put you in something worse than the error that they have caused you to be led into. I'm going to give you something even worse than that. But see, how are the men going to escape? How is it that the men are going to go to and fro, pretty much escaping it? That's why women, I'm telling y'all, you better get ready, get ready, get ready. Because how is the man going to, because half, more than 60, 70%, the men ain't even in the house. You get it? So where is it going to go to? Who is it that these children going to be oppressing? You get what I'm saying? That's why this is called spiritual, putting your mind in line with the spirit. When that spirit is trying to explain to you what's taking place, line that up. Because you know the men ain't in the home. So who is this that the children are going to be oppressing? It says the ancient men. It says that. So if they're going to be oppressing many everywhere they go, the fathers and the grandparents and the elders, they're going to get so fed up being oppressed by, but there ain't nothing they can do. They're going to rule over. Same reason where he said a woman is going to rule. But the woman is not going to rule the children that's going to be their oppressor. You tell me, ain't that deep? That's deep, ain't it? And it says our fathers comes from period. Yeah. The judgment and the taste of our own medicine. The taste of our own medicine. You just nailed it. Yeah, the mothers is going to be there to receive the oppressed. You know, so many men. Yep. Mm-hmm. But what are they going to? Where are their judgments going to be? Huh? Can anybody answer that? Where would the men judgment be if the children is going to be what God's sending to oppress the mother and the fathers? Okay. So where are the men going to be? See, that's what some of y'all ain't thought that far, huh? So who is the oppressor going to be toward? The women. And where along the line are the men going to be oppressed by their children when they ain't going to be there? You get what I'm saying? And they have not been. So you have to go a little bit deeper. He's going to let them be amongst them in the streets, at the barber shop, in the pool hall, everywhere they go, and how they fellowship with each other, and how they sit and learn and teach each other. The oppressor going to be in the midst of them. So that's saying what? They're not going to escape either. They're not going to escape. See, you got a taste of it. I have too. But I've been experiencing it. Like I tell y'all, I wouldn't go telling y'all if he says, Deborah, you don't have nothing to worry about. You good. No. He wants me to apply to what he has shown me and taught me. You see, first. You see, and I've been there, done that, and still going through it. And I'm learning through his strength to endure. See what you're saying? You see how they work. So just imagine now what it's like when they open up school this year. You see, they're gonna be running to school. They're gonna be running everywhere they go. Why? Because he said the judgment is that they're gonna be oppressors. But he said oppressors, okay, in their household. That means their household won't ever again be balanced. That's sad, but I know y'all don't understand that, but that's what it said. It's never going to get balanced again. Because after all of this judgment, then that's when he's going to take his small remnant and clean them up and take them over to the promised land. But we ain't getting away with it, y'all. That stuff is real. They're in a prison house. That's right. But what he's going to do is he's causing the young ones to oppress them. So they still not going to escape. You see what I'm saying? The women going to catch it more so in the household. But the men are going to catch it everywhere they go. Because the young ones is going to be oppressing them. The young one is going to be trying to take their lives. The young one is going to be trying to make them wrong so they can be right. The young one is the ones that he has assigned, appointed, and anointed to come after the ancient and mother and father, their own children. Yep. Yep, sure have, and will too. That's where, but you just imagine how you still have to think of it being the right hand of Yah who's doing it. that's what's, it's kind of sad, but it's when you think of it in its righteousness, it's still his right hand doing it. That's why I clean us up and take us, because that's what he's going to do. They ruling it. They ruling it. They running it. And everything that consists in the house is error and wrong. Outside of the way they think, they feel, and they act, and they conduct themselves. All that is righteous in their eyes. So that's to say, these children are going to be children who's going to be marched to the lake of fire. That's something else to think about, y'all. Because he is not allowing them to do these evil acts and then give them eternal life. You see what I'm saying? Nah, because then if he did that, he would have to do that with the heathens. You see? They oppress. So if they're going to be your oppressor and the heathens no longer your oppressors, but they're going to be held accountable and pay for their price, then here it is, your own bloodline is going to be your oppressor. Then what is that saying? The lake of fire is ready. It's being kindled right as I speak. I'm serious. He's got everything prepared with. Doing really stupid stuff, things. But the only problem that if it was any way that I could just close my eyes till the judgment is over, I think I'd be okay. But because I've already seen some of the worst of the worst, how is it you're going to be on nationwide television fighting your own murder case after trying to murder 3 people, and one is attempted murder, and you're on a nationwide TV trying to defend yourself because the cop said you hit a 20 sometime, you say you only hit a 4. And no one on these devil platforms, YouTube, Patriots, Facebook, no one covered the demonic level of the beast's right hand in the midst of that, because that's what it was doing. How did they get away with doing that? I can't explain it, but until you look back at what Yah said, until you look back at what he said. Straight into the lake of fire. You can already, and I was saying today how people don't even have to think that they got eternal life or the lake of fire. You already should know. You already should know. To me, that's how I see it. It's no such thing as, oh, I want to, am I going to make it to eternal life in the new heavens, or am I going to damnation? Let me tell y'all, they pretty much know. They would have to. It's no way you're going to go around. And that's why I have an issue with the new awakening, and the Hebrew Israelite movement, how is it we are continuing to do the things against Yah and destroying each other, brothers killing brothers, and ain't nobody saying nothing, but yet Yah is going to come deliver us and take us to the New Jerusalem. I don't get it. I just don't get what make us be so right that he's going to bypass. I think what is happening, he's going to take his remnant out, and he's going to cause dry bones to be added to that. And that's just going to be it. I don't think we're going nowhere. I don't think what we think we're heading is where we're really going to head. I'm going to be honest with you. You're right, because to me, I don't know if Anna y'all saw that case. I think it lasts a week and a half, and even the son that he thought he had killed testified against him. He wasn't nothing but a young. How old was he then? I don't even know if he was 8 or 9. They shouldn't even let him do that, and he had to be. His father had to ask him questions. And he told him, you hit me and you did this. You try to kill, you killed me. You did this to mama and you killed. And he's sitting here listening to his son. I said, look at the circus of the world, allowing a Hebrew Israelite man to identify how wicked he is on nationwide television. And not one brother, not one sister covered the story to see the demonic spirit that had that brother. And if you thinking Yah is coming for that nonsense, you're lost without a cause. And you know what? That's well with Yah, because that's the sort of stuff. And he said, when you know wrong and you try to cover it up, Yah, it's not for you. You're not a part of who he is when you cover up wrong and unjust and evil and wicked. That is not who he is. He don't represent all of that. It's when you stand up and talk against the things that has to do with your nation and what is going on and how it is affecting my most high Yah. That's it. That's it. Anything else, I don't want to hear it. And I thank him, because the most high was dealing with me, and he said, you don't get on here listening to everybody. But he said, this is also something that can help. Just stay away from them, because they ain't representing me. Yeah, they saying a lot of negative things in their messages because they're sending messages to others. They gang banging. They doing all kind of things and got all these people on these platforms thinking they representing Yah. And they're not going to turn. That's what the Most High told me. He said, well, why are you worried about it? They're not going to turn. How long you think they've been on here doing this? And that blew my mind when he told me that. He said, how long you think they've been on here doing this, Deborah? You think for 1 minute these people are going to turn from the ways that they started this thing with the intent to be about every and anything outside of me? And you think they're going to turn? I was like, okay, Father, at least I was thinking that as time get closer and nearer, that surely they'll see the truth. He said they got so much strong delusion that has been poured out on them to where they believe themselves in what they're saying, and they don't believe nothing he said, he have said, or he is saying. Even when he said he's going to judge the whole house of Israel, they don't talk about that. You ain't gonna hear the men talk about that. They ain't gonna teach that. Yeah. They ain't gonna cover Isaiah 3. They ain't going that route. They ain't gonna cover Isaiah 4 to back it up, because only part they're going to cover is 7 wives to 1 man. And they're going to cut you off right there. But they don't understand what is actually taking place there. That is when the judgment and what the judgment looked like in this day. They're not going to cover that. But the remnant is going to be smaller than what we really thinking it's going to be. But I believe the remnant is also going to be the majority of women, daughters of Zion. That's why he's cleaning them up the way he's cleaning them. Yep. Doing the opposite. You say the old man was doing it one way. Now they're doing it the opposite way. Big time delusion. And you know what? If you just hear what y'all said, then you understand. You say, well, wait a minute, Sister Deborah. The Most High said that he's going to give them a strong delusion so they can believe a lie. Go back into your book and let the Spirit show you where he's telling you that these people are believing a lie over the truth. And that's because of what y'all put on them, another spirit, so they can believe a lie and not the truth. It's just like that time he sent that prophet to be the lying spirit for all them other prophets. See, y'all don't know who y'all messing with. This creator is real about what he doing. I think it is. I think that small remnant gonna be smaller because guess what he gonna do? He gonna raise them dry bones up. He's gonna raise them dry bones up. See, that's why when he get over there to that promised land, it's gonna be a multitude of the house of Israel because he's gonna raise that. He said he's gonna put them there, and that's not the whole house of Israel like they thinking. It's the small remnant, and then he's gonna raise the multitude of dry bones. He's gonna raise them up and put them over there. You see, so a lot of times people thinking that it's gonna be everybody here. Oh no. I know I ain't going. I know that. Seeing the light. Yeah, and did you know that's all he asked us to do in Leviticus chapter 26? Is just own up. Just own up to our wrongdoings. We ain't gonna do it. We'll make everybody else, we'll make everything and everybody a lie just to pretend we are the truth. And that's where we're gonna end it at because they're not gonna make it any difference. And like he stay on me, stop thinking it's gonna change. I'm not gonna come there and make it right. I'm not going to come and have them this and this and this. I'm going to stand on my word. That's my word. I say I'm going to judge the whole house of Israel, and whether they like it or not, it's in the midst of them now. So that's why the wicked is so heavy amongst our people. That's why it's so heavy. And like I said, it's coming all the way home, y'all. It's coming all the way home because when he said in Isaiah 3 about all these changes and how he's going to put them over the ancient men and how he's going to and what he's going to do to the mighty men and all of that. I said, oh, that's a big judgment there. And I said, they don't even see it coming, Father. They don't see it coming because they so busy talking about stuff that he didn't say and making it like he said it just to get the people to subscribe and like and agree and marvel off of them and feel good. But we ain't in no day and time where it's time to feel good. I was explaining to my son about how the world and the people, even my children, they look at, oh, mama, you only supposed to say the things that make us feel good, make us look good, make us feel good. You know what I mean? When you say something outside of that, that's what they call it, bad vibes, they call it. Bad vibes and energy, bad energy. All this has to do pretty much with witchcraft. That's what all that is, because that's what witchcraft do. It tries to bring in different type of energy and different type of vibes. That's what a lot of them are doing. They burning incense and all this stuff. That's come from voodoo and witchcraft. And let the truth be told, let me tell y'all one thing, and I'm not going to hold y'all that much further. When Adam sinned in the garden, he said, man has become like one of us, like one of us. And what is us? The heavens, knowing good and evil. You see? So no, we ain't going to escape evil. We ain't going to escape bad. I know we want to train our minds, hearts, and body to not accept it. And that's where we messed up from the floor, because they allow other demonic spirits and demons to live in us. Proverbs 16 and verse 2. He judges the spirits in a man. Why? Because we really believe we all good to go. We really do. We don't understand that it's no such thing on the face of the earth of good vibes only, good energy, only hearing what's good. And like I explained to this one young man, when you can know the difference between good and evil, you can go a long ways in life and you can make better choices. But when you only got a mindset that life is just good and that's it, and I'm going to live on this, having good vibes, you know what I'm saying? Having only good energy around me, get away from negative people. That is voodoo and witchcraft. That's all that is. People don't even know that, but it is, because it's wanting you to believe that life is, and it is without evil. And in this old world, in the whole world, across the whole world, who weighs higher? Evil. So why is we getting away from evil and making everything make us feel good? It's because we are setting our whole life to be set up with a demonic spirit to give us the idea that life is all the way we want it to be, to make my flesh feel good and my spirit be judged to damnation. All that came from voodoo and witchcraft over in Africa. And they go grabbing that stuff today and they think it, so many people. Lady worked next to my store. She said, I just love just positive vibes, and I don't like negative vibes. They got these rocks. They worship in the rocks. They worship in scents, different sage and candles and all kind of things, thinking they're warring away the wicked. No, you're ushering in witchcraft, voodoo, and Satanism in your life, in your house, in your room, in your bed. That's what you're doing. You're calling on spirits, and they're not going nowhere. Do you all understand how much it takes to get that stuff out of there? Yah himself. And he ain't coming in the midst of all your darkness and do away with all of that. No, he's going to let it take your life, your mind, your heart, and everything, because you have opened the door for all the demonic spirits and their friends to enter in. And he ain't finna come clean up your house just so he can clean it up and you go right back again and open it up and let him in. Oh no, they ain't gonna show you no scriptures that says that, because it's not that. But people's scriptures are listening to other people, listening to the world, listening to doctors, listening to a horoscope, listening to people who practice witchcraft and voodoo, really Satanism, because they're just ushering all these things into their homes. And they don't understand it's all on the walls, all on your floor, in your bed. The demonic spirits are lying. And they love coming out at night. Oh, they love coming out at night because they wear your mind down at nighttime. That's what they're good at. They love taking the night because they love darkness. Yep, they burn it. But see that with me, let me tell you, with the I just started doing that about 3 months ago. Fragrance. I have on those sticks. I didn't start with the sticks. I started with you go to Walmart and use a square wax to make sure. I put them in my store to make the store smells good. You know, because the people in the other stores, they vents come to my store and they smell like cigarettes. So that's why I put them in there. So I brought them and also like it to smell at my house. Okay. But these are things that tells the mind that I'm warring off spirits, unwanted spirits. They don't understand it brings them in. It allowed them to have a seat. It allowed them to have a place in the bed, at the kitchen table. Okay. This is what the mindset is, because whenever you think that that's what it takes to defeat the unseen spirits, then that means you got a spirit within you that's trapped on you. Because we know the only one that can defeat that is the Most High Yah and Him Himself through Yeshua HaMashiach. So, but the people's mind, and it is booming. You hear me? The world is making so much money off of this stuff. They selling rocks, saying different color rocks bring a certain energy. That's voodoo and witchcraft. And Africa will tell you, and Louisiana, they would tell you that's practicing witchcraft and voodoo. And the Most High is not going to stop them from doing that. He's going to let them continue to do the things that pleases their flesh. But that's why you're going to get a lot of people that's depressed, stressed. They can't eat. They can't function. They can't sleep. They can't do a lot of things because they chose to open the front door and the back door to the working of evil and demonic spirits. You can't do that, but that's what they do. That's how they feel. So what does that say to the strength of Yah? What does that say about Christ's right hand power? If you can just take stuff and burn it that way and get rid of the unseen spirits, what does that say to him? That he has no part in your life. He has no part in you. So he allowed them to have that mindset and let the world sell them all kind of items, since they want to worship. They want to worship the world and think the world has the remedy to fighting off these things that's only going to bring more how would I say it, demonic spirits into your home. And they don't have no problem with it. And y'all don't either. So he let them get pleasure out of the things in which they get pleasures out of by pretending that this is connected to fighting off things that cannot be fought off by herbs and spices and energy. And to me, all of that is witchcraft. And that's why a lot of it is going on. It plays a great role in depression, stress, can't sleep, and all these other things, because they have ushered so many demonic spirits in their place where they reside, to where this thing is always giving them other ideas. That's right. It's called voodoo. It is. And Africa can tell you. They would break the in Louisiana too. They would break that thing down to you. And you said, that sister knew what she was talking about. They know what that stuff do. They've been practicing that for thousands of years. But see, the people today, they so in walking in darkness, they don't want nobody to tell them anything because they figure they know it all. But the Most High is going to let them reign right in it. And it's almost like, Father, you letting them separate themselves for eternal life to damnation. That's the way I see it. I'm going to be honest with y'all. It's almost like when you ain't even have to separate nobody. They separating themselves through the life that they're living. Yeah, and they making money. Oh, they don't think of him having any power. They don't look at him having any type of power or anything until they get into a bind where there's no other way out. And what he's saying today, and that's what I'm saying to you all on these platforms, what he's saying today, them days are over. When you look for me, I'm not going to be there. Okay. I heard when I went to, with my two daughters to see TD Jakes. Now, you all know pretty much how I feel about TD Jakes, but I went anyway. You know what I'm saying? But even in that, you know, the whole overall of knowing, you know, your eyes are open. You're not blind. You know what you're hearing. You know who you're standing before. But you know, that's the good thing about Christ. He could go around any and everything. He knew what things were, and that's that same spirit says that it come to live in us. You know, and one would judge us having that spirit as a wicked one, an evil one, a judgmental one, or a hateful one. And when they finish, said and done, they didn't send themselves to hell. Because if I'm all that, what do that mean for you? You see, if I'm going to be all of that, then what does that mean for you? They even use them funny looking. Yeah, when I seen that, I was like, yep. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of the brothers are fighting about right now. Did y'all know that? It's because a lot of guys are practicing sorcery and they're using science and the mindset now of the world and what the world said it should be. And I love the Most High because he letting everything pan itself out. I just thank him for preparing me that who is my mother? Who is my brother? You know, who is who to me? Nothing except they follow the same Most High that I follow. Outside of that, there's nothing about them that will see what I will see when we both sleep. No, you said TD Snake. Had a what across their neck? What is that? Across the neck? Oh my goodness. Do you know a lot of people go into all that stuff to try to get energy throughout the day? Uh-huh. They all and what they're saying to the higher power, which he ain't got nothing for them to say to him, no way. He ain't got no ear to hear what they're saying, no way. Is my strength is going to come from the strength in which I can find and believe, which I can see and believe, and what I can hear and believe. It ain't coming from the unseen until life and death is put before them, right dead in their face, and it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late because you're going to be in serve the other one to be your keeper. You're going to want that one to tell you this to make you feel good. But when I was there trying to get you to walk upright before me and see these demonic spirits, see these things that's not good for you or against you, you didn't want to hear it. But when that time comes, it's on. I just thank the Most High for being such a preparation. He prepared me as a person, as an individual to be ready for whatever, because it's coming. It's coming. And I do. I really thank him for that. And yes, don't pass them to your children. You're right. Oh, yeah. And it's important that you're right. You're supposed to keep distance from them, especially if you're not strong in the spirit. And he having his way. It's his season, y'all. That's what he said. He gave him the right hand. It's his season. You kidding? And you know what? I've heard people saying that it's because it's like once they get to the point where they feel they have the power and the strength and they begin to practice Your strength comes in thee. Your strength is you. It's your mind. It's who you are. No, your strength ain't nothing but that dirt down where you're going to go. Your strength is the most high Yah, if you have any. Outside of that, you got the demonic spirits. That's your strength. But they don't see it like that. They think that they are the one. They started off on the right. He says that even in the biblical, they started off with the right mindset and on the right path, and they got all over to the other side and all over the place. That's right. He's our protector, and he's our strength. He's our shelter. He's our provider. Yes, and he's my comfort. Yes, and that I know. I know. Yeah. They anything. But I'm gonna tell y'all something he said that took me off, and I'm gonna show you what I try to say to you all. And it makes it seem like I'm against my own people. But let me tell you, when he told me, he said, Deborah, back in the days, I've been telling them since the book of Genesis, wood and stone cannot worship me. You see? Do you all believe these men and some of the women, all them jewelries that they have with the beads on it, the name Yah, all this stuff? He said, now see, and I'm going to tell you how crazy it is, because when I saw it, I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't know there was something wrong with it. But in the scriptures, in the old and in the new, he tells us and warns us, stone and wood cannot worship him. But what do? They take wood beads, they take stone, they take everything to make these necklaces, these earrings, and anything that say it represents Yah. And I said to myself, but Father, you have it in the New Testament and you have it in the so-called Old Testament, that we're not supposed to be tied to that in it representing you. But it don't matter. They do what they want to do. They make their own righteous and they walk therein. I did too. I listened to the camps too. I felt lost listening to them. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie about it. I was trying to figure out what kind of demon is that. Because they was on the streets cursing, and you see how Chicago, Texas, California, New York, they all on the corners. And why do they let them do that? Because they know they ain't got the truth. Not because they thinking they awakened. Oh, they got the real truth. They know that they acting a fool and that they don't have the truth. They know they don't. So let's let them put them out there so they can continue acting fool, make themselves look bad. And they did a wonderful job letting them do that. Yeah, they got a lot of witchcraft, Satanism. Everything you see is on television. It's because people are making it, they have made it their norm. They have made it a part of their lives. So Yah is saying, since they're going to make it their norm and make it a part of their life, okay, hold up, Deborah. Here I come. Here I come. I'm going to go on and let the beast put his right hand in them. They think they saw something on these TVs. You ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till you see what it's going to do. See, that's what you wants to see. You want to watch it on the news. You want to watch it on TV. You want to like the programs and you like the game system that's showing you all the. Okay, hold up. I'm going to something worth looking at. But it's going to change you from the inside out and make you crazier than you ever been in your life. Because that's what the judgment is coming to do, to mess you up. To let you see that you want to practice wicked. You wants to do evil. You love evil. You love wicked. Okay, hold up. Now I'm coming. And I'm going to let the beast right hand come along into my judgment. And that's what he's doing. Yeah, they made it normal. They make you wrong, but they make themselves right. And that's okay because y'all said, that's how you're going to know them. They made themselves right. And the only reason why they can live on strength of what they see is right is make you unright. That's the only way they survive. Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh, it's like that now. Everything is the way that they say it is. It's already like that. They have successfully, even if everybody don't get the vaccine, they have successfully have won the world over. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Even the people who said they the other people, they didn't won them over big time. That's why I could see why he said the gate was going to be narrow and a small remnant, and very few shall find their end. Those are statements letting you know, Deborah, it was once like the saying of the seas and the stars in the sky. It ain't nowhere near that, nowhere touching that. Everything he said, he made sure he let you know it ain't gonna be like they thinking it's going to be. Because if that's to say, then that makes him a liar in everything he say and he think and he does, when he's going to let us continue to do the wicked and evil and the evil level that's out here, and then blame someone else for it and let us get away with it. That's crazy. Because if you, I'm gonna tell you something. You know the young man I just told you who did that to his, took those 3 lives, just did what he did. He was in court trying to defend the fact that he didn't hit her 20 some times. He only hit her 4 times, something like that. He was saying, but I'm just still saying he's on the court, and only his defense he's fighting for is because the white police said he hit her 20 some times, when he said he only hit her, I think, 4 times. You tell me if that's not sick. You hit her and she was dead. You had already shot up, and then you're gonna sit and have an audacity to use the beast media to tell us you hit her that many times, even when she was dead. That's crazy. That's crazy. They're all the way off, and they men. That's who it is. It's our men. Very sick. But it's just not them. To me, from what I have seen, it's on YouTube and Facebook, even greater. Now it's going to spill over to Patriot. And what I'm going to show you how ignorant they are. They don't understand that you're showing the beast and you're telling the beast everything that you're thinking. He don't mind you being on here all these years because you've been feeding him. He know you ain't. The moment you step into the light, you watch he cut your butt off. He's gonna cut your butt off. Why? Because now you're not feeding all the people things that don't have anything to do with him. So he got to cut you off. As long as you talking about things going on in his world, he don't have no problem with you. Step in the real world and you see what he say to you. It's only by y'all strength, and I'm here, and it's his only. And that's how he was then. He's how he is now. When he had his prophetess, no one go take their lives and cut them off from doing what he had called them to do. You see, that's biblical. And I know everybody else will take it everywhere else and all around and flip it, but you can flip it, trip it, or whatever you want. It's still the way he said it was, and it is. So I'm not going to hold you all any longer. It was nice to see you all on the live chat and to have you all here. Yep. Because did you see the plagues? With the plagues, did you see? What did I see? Quake. I know that was Yah. I do know that was Yah. It's several things that is actually happening. I think that the famine and the pestilence, that is also is in the making. But I don't want to even think that this vaccine is a part of it. I know that it's not. That's a part of her plagues. But he is just coming. And those that he's talking about that's going to happen. That's why I tell, don't say that, okay, it's happening. He ain't just telling us, he's telling them, yes, the judgment that we're sitting in the midst of, okay, and the things that's happening on the world as far as what he has prophesied, his plagues, it's going to touch Hebrew and all nations, Europeans, heathens, it's going to touch everybody. You see, that's why I sit here saying to the Hebrew Israelite, why would you want to be sitting in the midst of his judgment and ignoring it, plus his plagues, the earthquakes, pestilence, and famine in the land? Why would you want to be all of it? Because he has to let you know that I first going to visit you. I told you that. I'm going to judge the whole house of Israel. Y'all know it. Y'all ignore it. Y'all want to teach it. Y'all want to preach it. Y'all want to say nothing about it because you don't want these people to turn away from your page or to say anything. You just want to keep what they call positive vibes, positive energy. Don't go telling nobody that, but that's the saddest thing, is to know that his judgment on the earth to the whole house of Israel, and they are ignoring it. So that means he's going to have to kindle the fire. So yeah, we're going to cover those plagues, and we're going to see which one is his, and we're going to talk about that. I think I will do that tomorrow. We're going to talk about those plagues, because there are plagues that he said come out of her so you won't receive her plagues. So we do know her, which is I say Babylon's. The world itself has their own plagues. You see what I'm saying? Yes, the flood over in Europe and in Germany. You're right. You're right. That's going on. Now, you know that's of Yah. Yep, we are people, like that's what Stiffneck had to do with. We ignore everything. Everything Yah has to say. Mices. Now, see, when they said those mices, that remind me of something like one of the plagues that went over to Pharaoh. But we have to see, what are they doing? What are these mices doing? See, the plagues that Yah sent to Pharaoh, don't forget, each one of them plagues had an action behind them. It wasn't a plague that took place with the frogs, and the frogs didn't do nothing to the earth nor to the people. You see, each plague has to have some sort of action behind it. You get what I'm saying? Some sort of action behind the plagues of Yah. So if the mices are the plagues in Australia, what did they leave behind? Who got sick behind it? What did they destroy? What did they ruin? Because that's how Yah rumble. He ain't gonna send you a bunch of mice just to say, oh, that's a plague, and a bunch of, no. What was their actions? Because every plague he sent to Pharaoh, it had an action behind it. Even the last one, kill all the firstborn. That's how Yah rumbles. So even when they said the birds were flying, and then they talk about they bluebirds, and their eyes were swollen and they're dead. Even when they talk about in the oceans, you see all the fishes are dying. When you talk of all of those things, what is the effect? Okay, there's got to be an action behind the plagues of the Most High Yah. Okay, if he says there's going to be wars, no, there's going to be earthquakes in various places. Do you think that it's not going to be lives lost? Do you think the earthquake ain't going to destroy some buildings or ground? Yes, it's going to have some action. When he said famine in the land, when Yah says there's going to be plagues of famine, do you think that everybody's going to be running around here like it's nothing happened, but yet it's hitting the earth? No, we're going to see these things. We're going to see it right before us. Pestilence in the land, we're going to see these things. Not birds falling out of the sky because of radiation. And, oh, that's the plague of Yah. You see, land drying up, that's the plague of Yah. If it's not, it must have an action behind what is taking place. Say, for instance, the birds were falling and they were bringing in a disease, okay? Or they were doing, and the fishes are smelling so bad that the water is being damaged from the odor of the fish. All they're doing is taking all the fishes out, and the water's still there. You know, everything's still. So it has to have an action to it. You know, it has to send a message. These plagues of Yah is going to send a message. Okay, his plagues going to always send a message. And the plagues, the things that you actually you see taking place, a lot of it is also the beast trying to identify Yah's plagues through his action. And you got to be careful and not do that. Just like that. Yeah, always trying to copy, mimicking him. Everything he does, that's how they deceive people. Do y'all see them ruining that crop? Do y'all see that? That doesn't see. This is the sort of stuff I would think people would stand on top of the mountain and say, because this is the food. They're doing away with everything they possibly can to make it hard for the people, and the people just walking around like they're in La La Land. Yep, and I like you saying it, and thanks for saying it. We all gonna feel the effect. That's it. That you're right, because that's how he rumbled. Yep, that's just how he do it. Hey, what you said? Hey, hot weather killing their Christmas trees. You ought to quit. they hot weather killing their Christmas trees. Yep, they messed up the food supply. They killed a lot of cattle and everything. Why do you think they're doing that? Anybody know in the live chat? Why do you think they're doing that? They're trying to mimic his word. He said famine in the land. They're going to make it work like that. You see? Now, this is what I'm explaining to you all. They try to copycat what he already said. That's why it's so important that don't let people tell you that this is the plague of Yah that was prophesied. Keep a good eye out on her plagues, because her plagues try to imitate his plagues, and that throws people off. You see, and then when his plague hit the earth, which they already, then they're not going to be able to identify which one it is. There's two. She's going to be rumbling her plagues, and he's going to be doing his plagues according to what he has spoken. They definitely mess with that food supply. They was you ought to quit. You said they was complaining about their Christmas trees dying and may not have. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they try to copycat. Let me ask y'all a question in the live chat. This might sound crazy, but let me ask y'all a question. And I know y'all probably can't answer this, but let me ask y'all a question. I hear several people, just several, they talk about people stealing their messages, people stealing their what they've taught, what they're teaching. When I hear that, I be trying to understand, how can you steal the word of Yah? I think that is so crazy. How can you? When did his word become yours? and yours only. When I hear people talking like that, I be trying to figure out, they be so sharp in what they feel, their understanding. And they said people are stealing my word or stealing my lessons or stealing what I'm teaching. Have y'all heard of that? So you can't, you wait a minute, you can't steal the word of Yah. I mean, it was freely given. I'm trying to understand, why do people really believe someone is stealing the word that Yah has given him? As if that just shows you how deep people are caught up in self. They really think that they are mastering his word so well to they are the only one he sent. And I think that is so funny to me. Why do they say that? Have y'all ever? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I've heard it from several videos. They always complaining about someone stealing their word. I know it's y'all. I'm trying to get an understanding. Why do they say it? I'm just confused. That's right. He's any and everything, from the light to the darkness, from peace created evil. The, the Lord do all things. For who? For who? For who do he do? I don't know. I don't know how you can steal it either, but I was thinking maybe one of you all might have known, because I think that's the craziest thing I have ever heard, but I have heard it so much lately. They stealing my word. They looking at my video and stealing my word and my lesson and teaching from it. And I'm like, what? How could you steal the word? Somebody stealing as if he gave it to you, to just you to tell, and nobody else is not supposed to share it. That's some crazy stuff. That is so right, because we are just seed planters. We're just supposed to plant a little seed and let the Most High do the increase. But when we begin to make it ours, it's crazy. But they say it. Yeah, I know that's crazy, but I be saying, what is going on where you can steal His word? We are seed planters, and we're only supposed to drop a seed. And the only way it's supposed to be increased is through the Most High Yah. That's what the Ruach come to do, to teach you all things. He's the increaser. So how it's going to become Deborah's word? Anything that I say, and if something I don't say, if I say something that you don't agree with or not fitting to your spirit, don't repeat it. But if I say something that you know is going to help many to go to the light and turn to the most, say it to as many as you possibly can. There's no way in the world I'm going to make you think that, hey, oh, it was mine. Why did you tell them that was mine? I don't know what's happening. That's it. That's it. I know it. I know it. That's what it. I think that's what it is. They want the credit and the glory. That's it. They want the credit and the glory for it. It's for us all. Yes, it is. It is spirit and truth. It ain't even spirit and truth ain't even ours. And I don't know, understand why they want to make it something that belongs. But that's after you have felt that you know more than everybody else, and you have mastered all everything, and you can just. Why are you on somebody's page listening to them teach something you didn't taught? Why are you sitting up even trying to hear them say something about what you? I don't guess that's just too much energy, y'all. That's just too much energy, negative energy, in a way that you trying to be on YouTube and all these other ones listening to somebody sing for hours and hours. Oh, I taught that and you stole it. I mean, that's crazy. That's how exactly how I said. That's when you know your people are lost. When they become them and have forsaken. And I'm gonna tell y'all when I got on here, the reason why I cut down the first time, I thought that I had found a place where I can fit in, and we're all talking about the same thing. And guess what? I found out really quick that we weren't. We weren't talking about the same thing. And I was like, but I thought this was a place where we're supposed to come on one accord and represent him. Everybody don't want to represent Yah, and we can't hold them liable for representing the Most High. I know they led the multitude and deceived them to think that that's what they was all about until they captured them, and now it's hard for a lot of them to turn away from it. But I really thought that we all were on one accord. Would y'all believe that? Isn't that sad? And I get on there and I say, oh no, let me shut this thing down. Because I realized, hey, no, wait a minute. Don't let's see. Let me show you. Want me to tell y'all what led me all the way there? It's where I'm thinking, okay, are we gonna give Yah the glory? Are we gonna give him the praise? Are we gonna represent him? Are we gonna honor him? He said, build up your treasures for the heaven. Oh, well, what's going on? When I saw that the praise wasn't given to him, the honor wasn't given to him, the glory wasn't given to him, the praises wasn't coming from the people to him. They were coming to the individual who was teaching the message. And I was like, wait a minute. But I thought that shows you how ignorant I was. I thought I was coming to a place where, because so many of us saying Yahuwah, Yahuwah, Yeshua, Hamashiach, Jesus Christ or whatever. And I'm like, the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, they talking my words. But when you get in there, you realize they're so distant to what you talking about. And you be like, oh, wow. Now that's why I cut out. But after, like now, I understand that this is also the devil's platform. And many are on here to follow his direction. Even though they started off wanting to follow the direction to the Most High, they decided to turn around and go the opposite way. And they find pleasure all the way about him. We got to. We got to. So I'm Sister Deborah. I always go over, and I do want to say that I do apologize for going over. And and to him only, hallelujah. All praise to the Most High God. But I will come back again real soon. I'm still here in Texas, and I will be coming back real soon, real soon, real soon. Um, and I hope you all have a wonderful, a good night. I know that you will. Um, and all praise to the Most High Yah. We give him all praise and all glory because we know he is the number one and there is no other. He all that answer. So I will say, appreciate you all coming on and being with me today. And I will see you soon. Shalom, shalom.